Bowman here at BWOne.com, and we're in the midst of the holiday season and one of the best times for smartphones out there in the U.S. Probably the first time we've ever had so many great smartphones out there. I'm going to give you sort of a smartphone buying guide out there. I know a lot of you are probably been looking for that, sort of looking for the holiday deals, looking to buy it as a Christmas present for yourself or for somebody else. I'm going to give you some valuable steps and some tips here on how to go about buying smartphones out there. The first step you want to do is evaluate: are you a smartphone user, or the person that you're buying it for is even a smartphone user? The reason you want to evaluate that is, are you going to use all the features of a smartphone? A smartphone sort of is an always on, sort of always connected to the world type of device. You're always checking your email, you're getting the next text message, you're going on the web, you have the application in there that's, checking out stocks or checking out the latest sports scores or updating your Twitter or your MySpace or your Facebook. It's an always on thing, always being connected right in your pocket. If you're not into all that, you're not willing to do all that, and a lot of these cell phones do require data plans to have, if you're not willing to pay all that and be involved in all that, then the smartphone isn't for you. You probably want to look at something more simple, sort of what they call advanced devices. They're like the step just below a smartphone, similar to like maybe the LG Dare or the LG NV3, where it has a keyboard, you can do some text messaging, but it's not a full smartphone. Probably want to look at one of those. Once you evaluated that and you said, yes, I am a smartphone user, next thing you want to do, second step, is check the coverage in your area. The reason I say that, before checking any phones, for checking any plans, you want to narrow your carriers down to the ones that are going to work best in the area that you're in. So you want to go to Verizon, AT&T, Sprint, T-Mobile. You want to go all those sites. You want to check their coverage. You want to ask your friends as well, get their opinion on the coverage from them as well. And you want to do some searching online, do some Google searching. Just do the best research that you can on the carrier, what their coverage is like in your particular area. Once you've done that, step 3 is to check the plans. And this is probably more important than checking what phone you want, is checking the plans. The reason I say that is, you might have the ultra cool smartphone that you feel like the boss in. You feel like the big man on campus, the big guy in the room. But are you willing to pay the cost to be the boss? So in other words, are you willing to pay sort of the $60 to maybe up to $120 per month for a lot of these smartphones out there? The majority of smartphones out there, carriers do require for you to have a data plan for, so you're going to have to pay for that data plan along with it. So you want to make sure you can afford it, it has the right amount of minutes that you need, included text messaging, picture messaging, anything like that, anything such as GPS navigation, all those little sort of nuances and extras. You want to check the plans, check the features, and you want to make sure that you're willing to pay that money to have those features in your phone. There's some phones out there like iPhone for 18 that have specific plans for them. BlackBerry, some carriers have BlackBerry specific plans for BlackBerry phones. You want to make sure you check those out, see what those cost, see what features you need to add to it, see what features already come with it. So you want to do all that. Once you've checked all that, the next step that you want to do is now check which smartphone are you. So now that you've done all that planning, now you check to see which smartphone are you. Basically, are you a BlackBerry user? BlackBerry users, if you're just checking email, you want a text message, you want to have sort of, great keyboard. You're not going to do too much on the web browsing. You're really just going to be texting and emailing and really keeping communication that way. BlackBerry is definitely the one for you. Are you more of sort of, you want that sort of mobile desktop experience? You really want to have basic computer in your hand? Then you're probably looking at sort of the Android phones, such as, the G1, the MyTouch 3G, the Motorola Droid, or the Apple iPhone, Windows mobile phones like the AC Touch Pro 2, the Imaggio, the what's another Windows mobile phone out there? Sort of the Samsung Omnia 2 that's coming out, and you want to sort of check which smartphone you're. Not only on that, so as far as the OS, are you willing to go with a keyboard or without a keyboard? Because that could be a pretty big thing too. BlackBerry's are known for their great keyboard, so you might want a great keyboard for that reason. Sort of the Touch Pro 2, which you've seen I had, which has probably I'd say the best keyboard out there. The way it's laid out there, it's the best keyboard I've ever used on any smartphone. You might want to check that out. You might want to go keyboardless, like with the iPhone, the Droid Aris, the HTC Droid Aris, the Sprint HTC Hero. It doesn't have a keyboard. You might want to go with the virtual keyboard. You might like that. So you want to check all those things out, and next thing you might want to check out, including with that, is sort of easy use of the operating system and sort of apps. A lot of these phones will come with sort of their own apps and also additional apps from the different developers and stuff like that. So you want to check on that. Obviously, with AT&T and the iPhone, you're kind of exclusive to just that, but they do have, you know, a lot of great apps inside of there, one paid and free. Android being that it's open source and sort of it's on different carriers now. Now it's on, I think, 3 of the 4 major carriers out there. You can choose which Android phone you want, and there's tons of applications out there, and it's open source, so you can expect to see a lot of free ones, a lot of, you know, developers out there for that. So once you've done all that, once you've made all your choices, the next thing you want to do, and this is the last thing I want to tell you want to do, you want to commit. You don't want to keep bouncing around and keep joggling the decision, because when you do that, you're pretty much going to be indecisive. You're always going to have pros and cons to different phones and to different carriers and to different devices. So once you've made your decision, once you've you feel good about what you've chosen, commit to that and go for it. So that's pretty much what I want to give you out there for sort of a buying guide for cell phones. Post any other questions that you have on here. You can post it on the YouTube page. Best place to post it obviously on BWOne.com. You know, the link will be right there on the side, whichever side I'm pointing to in the description. You can check it out over there. Go to the link, post your questions on there. You know, I'll answer them as best I can. You can post a video response down there as well. If you have any questions sort of about how to, you know, shop for cell phones, if you have any questions about anything I've said here, or if I've missed anything that you want me to cover a little more deeper on. So communicate with me. You can hit me up at twitter.com/BWOne.com. It's BWOne, BOTCON. You can subscribe to this YouTube page and follow the RSS feed. And always remember to live your tech world in high definition.